Am I the a-hole for setting boundaries with my mother-in-law by not allowing unannounced visits and refusing gifts? I have been with my husband for 3.5 years and married just over 1 year. This past November, we had our first child. My husband is an only child and his father was never in the picture. Him and his mom have never really been close. Now for a little backstory. We are both at odds with my mother-in-law and it all started less than 24 hours after I had my son. My husband and I told both my mother-in-law and my mother that we did not want our son's birth turned into a photo op. People taking pictures of me have always made me uncomfortable. My son had some complications immediately after he was born and he was rushed to the NICU. I wasn't able to see him for roughly 9 hours. Once I was allowed to go into the NICU, my husband went with me as this was the first time I was officially meeting my newborn son. Next thing I know, I look up and see my mother-in-law using this opportunity as a photo op. I was fuming. These were not the first pictures I wanted of my son or of my husband and I with our son. The next morning, my mother-in-law decided she wanted to come back and see our son, who is now safe and in our room. I am running on maybe 2 hours of sleep, but still said it was okay for her to come. Once she was there, I didn't really interact with her. I was just trying to rest. After she left, she ended up calling my husband. This is when he decided to call her out on the photo op and how she completely violated a boundary that we clearly set. Her response floored me. She began yelling at my husband saying that I hate her, that I don't like her and I never have, that I am so hateful towards her. She said her reasoning for taking the pictures was because she thought that we would want to remember that moment and to her it wasn't a big deal and she didn't see the point of getting upset. Once all this happened, I decided I needed to distance myself from her and focus on my new family. My husband agreed with doing this as well. Fast forward to about a week and a half ago. My husband and son had been sick for over a week. I was out doing errands and getting groceries. Mother-in-law asked me multiple times if I wanted anything from Sam's Club. I would constantly tell her no, but thank you. She was doing the same to my husband and he would also respond, no, we are good, thanks. I returned home and my son was screaming. He hadn't slept all day. We all decided to try to nap. My husband finally falls asleep and I finally get my son to fall asleep. About 10 minutes later, there was a knock on my door. My dog goes flying and barks her head off, waking up my son. I answer the door and say, why are you here? She says, I wanted to bring you a rotisserie chicken, a trash can, and laundry detergent. I told her we already said we didn't want anything and to not show up at our house unannounced, and that next time she tries to give us random crap, I will immediately return it to her because we don't want anything from her. She got angry and said she will never come over or speak to us again and slammed the door. Am I the a-hole?
Here are the top comments.
Not the a-hole, but I think mother-in-law is well-intentioned. If she was a single mom, she is probably thinking about how hard it was for her. The rotisserie chicken just struck me as an effort to bring you something you didn't have to prepare. It's completely your decision, but consider allowing someone to help you. Friends, relatives, or hired help.
I don't know, to be honest. I can't tell if there's more at play or if you just don't like the lady. The pick thing I can understand, but when family gets sick, we complain that no one steps up to the plate to help. She was trying to do that and I don't believe you mentioned that. You told her not to come over. So was it that egregious that you had to talk to her like that?